I'm Jeff Philbin, here to banish any doubts about what to have for dinner with great recipes from great chefs. Today, a taste of paradise as we make curry the Jamaican way with shrimp, peppers, potatoes, and easy to find spices. Our guest today grew up in Jamaica in the kitchen, to be precise. Chef Andrew Ashmead learned traditional dishes, which he brought to the U.S. over 30 years ago when he started his restaurant, The Jerk Hut, which has locations across Tampa. My friend, welcome to the Dinner Days Kitchen.
Yes, boss.
Because I got to be honest with you, this is confession time. I love your buffet, okay? I have to be honest. I love it. I go to the one that's over on Fowler, and it is fantastic because it allows me the opportunity to try so many different flavors, so many different dishes, and it's in such an approachable way, which is really fun because you've actually introduced me, and I'm sure a lot of others, to Jamaican food. And today we're going to be celebrating a Jamaican curry shrimp. It's easy to make with ingredients that you probably already have, and celebrating an often overlooked protein, shrimp. It's easy to find, it's quick to cook, it's high protein, it's low fat, and today you're going to help master this with us. So what do we need to do to get this entire dish started?
So this dish is really, really simple. We're just going to cook some rice. We're going to make some potatoes. The potatoes serves as the flavor base for this whole curry experience. So we'll get that going, and then we'll start the shrimp, and that's it, boss.
Fantastic. So let's go ahead and get the rice thing going.
All right, so just dump that rice in for me, please, Jeff.
What type of rice do we have here?
So right now it looks like we have some long grain white rice, just regular white rice.
Okay.
So our little trick with rice is that as long as you don't get it past the halfway line, it will cook in that pot.
Okay.
So let's add some water to it, and I'll tell you when to stop. Keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. We have a little trick, you put your finger on the tip of the rice and need some more water. So
need some more.
This little mark right here in your finger is where you stop. So keep on going. There you go, man.
That's it.
Put it on high, 8 minutes. And then we'll turn it down and just let it steam,
Anything else that we need to put into it or anything?
You know what, let's dump some, I like to get some flavor. So let's put some salt.
Okay.
So we'll just go like this, 1, 2, 3, that's perfect measurement right there. The butter and a little bit of scallion, green onions.
I love it, okay.
You gotta get that flavor party started,
And that's it.
All right, that's it.
So we're just gonna put a lid on this, and you said 8 minutes because
Don't touch it, that's
just
it. 8 minutes.
Done very
on
good.
high right now, yep, we got it going on.
Very cool.
Now for the potatoes, boom, let's turn this on, we're good.
Okay.
All right, so we're just gonna dump the butter in there. Ooh, nice.
This has such an inviting sound.
Oh, listen to that. Listen to that. Oh my, then we're gonna, this is how they say this is how you release the aroma of the curry. They call it burning the curry, but not really burning it. Just making it get into the fat.
Just to
release the aroma. You can smell that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that gets me.
So now we're gonna put in the potatoes, stir them up a little bit, get them coated. Definitely. Here you go. Boom.
Now with the curry, what should we be tasting for? What types of flavors are coming from that?
So like Jamaican curry is a little bit different because Jamaican curry has a lot more turmeric in it. That's why you have a bright color. You see it? And then it has the regular stuff that curry has in, like chili powder, it has fenugreek, cumin, coriander, and some other stuff in there.
So it's not going to be spicy, but just a very flavorful dish.
Yeah, this one is not even spicy at all unless you add spice to it.
Unless you add the spices.
But it's just the flavor that comes out of it, especially when it hits that fat, that oil, you know? So here's some all-purpose seasoning that we make at the restaurant. We call it JHS. For Jerk Hut Seasonal. But you can use anything you could grab in your pantry or pick up at the store. Just like any kind of seasoned salt or all-purpose seasoning is good. Or you can just use salt and pepper. That's fine, but flavor party right here. So we're gonna just add that to that. We'll stir it up a little bit. And I think, that curry is cooked in enough where we can just add that water and just.
How do you know that? What are you looking for to say, hey, I can add water now?
It's more of how it smells than how it looks because I can smell the full aroma of the curry. Can you?
Oh, definitely.
Very nice.
It's absolutely fantastic. And I'm like staring at it because I'm like, wow, look at the colors because of that turmeric that really kind of brings so much brightness behind it too.
Yeah, man. And this is going to be the flavor base of the whole dish. So, like potatoes taste good. Anyway, so we're just going to dump this water in there. Basically, you just want to cover the potatoes. And put it on medium high. Put the lid on. And we let that cook for maybe, potatoes usually cook up in about 10, 12 minutes. So, that's it right there.
Easy. To cook some Caribbean cuisine in your kitchen, grab Chef Andrew's recipe for his Jamaican curry shrimp at dinnerdeas.com. Or if you have your phone handy, open the camera and point at the TV, and a link to us will pop up when your phone recognizes that QR code. Okay, so rice is going, potatoes going, shrimp.
Let's get the party started with the shrimp.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna crank it up. Here we go, we got some oil in there. Same thing again. We're gonna do it now, put some curry in there, get that curry to release its flavor.
And that's the same curry powder that we had for our potatoes?
Same exact one.
Okay.
So we're using Jamaican curry powder. Like I said, it has a little bit more.
Now, is that gonna be easy to find in a local grocery store?
Well, you know what? Any curry powder is fine though.
Okay.
I just like Jamaican curry powder because that's what I grew up with.
It's a
while
little
I'm
bit home.
using it, yes. But any curry powder is fine.
Okay. What else did you just add in?
I'm adding in the sliced ginger, some chopped garlic. These are the aromatics that's going to get this thing going, you know?
These are staple ingredients when it comes to Jamaican cuisine.
Yeah, man, definitely.
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 Okay.
So here we go now. We're gonna add in our. I put the onions in there so we get a little bit more flavor going on in that. And there's no wrong way of doing this. You could dump pretty much everything in there. Once you can smell that curry release its flavor,
so
it's
this
ready
is a
to
dish
go.
that really, we think about when we cook, we're thinking about what we see and what we taste, but this is a lot of the other set of smell.
Smell, it'll tell. And you don't want to get that curry burnt. You just want to make sure that it releases that aroma.
Okay.
And now we can dump the curry, the shrimp in. And, once the shrimp starts firming up, you'll see it. We're going to add our...
Now, what kind of shrimp do we have here?
So we're using... The size is 21-25, which is rated as a jumbo shrimp.
Okay.
And it simply means that there's 21 to 25 shrimp per pound.
Per pound.
That's
for
it. Yeah.
Now, fresh, frozen. Do you have a preference here?
No, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, the seasoning that you're working with it's so robust that everything will taste good.
I love it. While our shrimpies and their seasonings get the Dinner Diaz kitchen all fun and fragrant over here, we're taking a quick break. But when we come back, how this and that all come together ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. We're enjoying Jamaican cuisine today with Chef Andrew Ashmead. Raised in the Jamaican Highland town of Christiana, he runs Tampa Icon The Jerk Hut for over 3 decades. Today, he's here with us to share a recipe for Jamaican curry shrimp. Before the break, we started our side of rice, adding scallions, salt, and butter for a little flavor. Then heated more butter, added curry powder, and let it get fragrant without burning. That's the test right there. It's the smell test. Then added diced potatoes and seasoning, giving it a quick saute, then adding water to cover and letting them cook down for 10 minutes. Then in our other pan, we got our shrimp cooking, starting again by sauteing curry powder and adding garlic, ginger, and onion. Then our peeled and deveined shrimp, some seasoning, and springs of thyme. It smells so good. I can't just get over that. It smells so good. What's next?
So we're gonna add the potatoes that we just cooked.
Okay.
And they're nice and soft. They'll also add some thickness to the dish.
Okay.
So here we go. And the potatoes with the vegetables, you can add any kind of protein to this. It could be your curry salmon or your curry lobster or your curry crab. Any kind of protein that really cooks up, in a really fast time.
Okay. And we didn't need to have all that liquid. We were just trying to really bring some of those flavors out, but it didn't need to absorb all of it inside those potatoes.
No.
Whoa. Time out on that. I see what you did there, my friend.
Yeah, man. You see the colors?
Oh, do I see those colors? Come on now. Come on. You totally did that on purpose right there.
100%.
100% you did that.
Yes,
I like it. I noticed. I see what you did there.
Great guy with a keen eye. Yeah, man.
You're lucky that I got 4 of them. Boom.
So we're going to dump these
All right.
red, yellow, and green peppers in there.
Okay.
Yeah, represent. And then, you want to get that buttery taste going with seafood. Seafood loves butter, So
I love it.
Here, we're putting that in now.
You just used a really big word right there for me. Represent. When we think about Jamaica, it has an island population of what? Maybe 2 million? right?
It's less than 3 million people in that tiny, tiny little island.
Yeah.
But on the world stage, it seemed like a continent.
It
you know what
absolutely
I mean?
does. And the global influence that it has in pop culture, music, food. What does that mean? Because you just specifically use that word represent.
It's crazy. Most people, when they find out it's less than 3 million people live in Jamaica, they go, no way, dude.
Yeah.
No way. So we're going to add some scallion.
So then when we think about that representation, you got a curry dish that would be from India. You've got a curry dish that we're celebrating here at Jamaican. What makes it Jamaican then?
So the coolest thing about all of that, what you just said, our national motto for the island is out of many, one people. Every single nationality or every single country that came to Jamaica brought their own food and we adapted it as our own. That's why we have curry, which came from India.
If you want to make your dinner Jamaican tonight, grab Chef Andrew's recipe at dinnerdeas.com or find us by your phone by just scanning the QR code we have down there in the corner of the screen. All right, what did you add there?
I sneaked it in, man.
You snuck it in, man. I was getting ready for it.
You always need a little bit of hot sauce.
You need a little bit of hot sauce. Why do you need a little bit of hot sauce?
That little bit of acidity that you need to add to the dish.
What's next? What are you adding next, though?
So I just made a cornstarch slurry, which is just cornstarch mixed with some water.
Okay, now what's the purpose of having a slurry? What's the purpose of a slurry, period?
Well, a slurry, you want it to be smooth and you want to have a certain consistency and thickness in the dish.
Okay.
So that when you spoon it over the rice, it doesn't run between the rice grains.
Okay.
You kind of want it to sit in between.
So a slurry being cornstarch and water is going to help thicken and have that nice coating that you want. Could you have done a roux and done flour and butter and thickened it that way? Would that have changed?
A roux would be like using a riding lawnmower to cut the square grass. We don't need it for this.
That's the best answer I've ever heard for that.
So here we go. Spoon some on it. And you don't want to put too much because you don't want it to be too thick.
And you can always add.
You can always add. Right.
So
here we go. And I have a little bit of water here if we need to add some more water. But we ended up using a lot more water that we retained from the potatoes. And we're making the rules up. We can put more water if we want, or we can not put more water if we want.
Oh, I love it. We're taking a quick break. When we come back, Chef Andrew shows us how to finish this dish and plate it up perfectly ahead. Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. Chef Andrew Ashmead is our guest today, sharing how to make one of the many dishes on the menu at his Jamaican Jerk Hut restaurant. And he's making a Jamaican curry shrimp. Before the break, we checked out the potatoes we've been cooking and added them to the skillet along with the shrimp, water, butter, scallions, and a little hot sauce. Then to thicken the sauce, we mixed cornstarch with water to make a slurry, which we added in to get it just right and left it all to simmer during the break. And this looks absolutely beautiful as it is. I gotta ask you a question here, Chef.
Come on.
Jerk Hut has been around for 30 years. When did you come to America?
I came here in '86 to go to USF.
Specifically, you came to America to come to Tampa, to go to USF in '86 to do all that. That was when I was born. So when you think about like what you've been able to see and having a location there near USF, was that intentional?
Man, very intentional. That was the whole idea. Being a student there, I wanted to provide something for the rest of the students, especially the ones that came from where we came from, to showcase what we have, and our cuisine and our music and everything. So it was like a one-stop shop.
It was a one-stop shop, and it was a sense of pride and purpose around your family, your heritage, your culture. That's really cool. How did you get started in cooking? Who were those big influencers then?
I would say, my mother. We came from a cooking household.
Yeah.
Right? The most important house, the most important
now, who's that we're looking at?
House. That's my daddy, and that's my mommy.
And when was that photo? Circa.
Oh, maybe when I was born. I was probably about 3 years old when they took that picture.
Oh, that's so cool. Were they good cooks?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially my mother. My mother had kept us in the kitchen, showed us how to do everything, and we ended up eating everything. So we like everything.
All right, so you like everything. What were some of the dishes that, she was like, when you were in the kitchen one time, that you were like, Mom, I want to learn this, or Mom, I love what you do there. What was it?
The craziest thing, remember what we talked about before, out of many one people?
Yeah.
My mother is actually half Chinese. Wow. So we grew up eating all kind of Cantonese food, all kind of crazy stuff.
So you just were always influenced by just a global cuisine. So a fusion dish takes on even more of fusion with what your family and your background and heritage is truly all about.
Yeah, anything that you can find, like you said earlier, raiding the fridge to make that flavor profile is right there, because you already have the idea of what you want to create.
And you've created something so beautiful over here. You think it's ready to start plating?
Yeah, man, definitely, man. Let's do it.
Let's do this.
So we get some of this rice.
How do you know that the rice is done, and what are you looking for?
We're just looking for that the grains are cooked all together, and it's not clumping too much. Okay. So it looks perfect. Looks good so far.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put it in here and mold it. The scallion stays there. That's just for the flavor.
That's just for the flavor.
Yeah.
And then you're bringing out just a little mold here, it looks like.
Yeah.
And it's intentional. Why the intention there?
The star of the show is actually the curry again. Yeah. So this is just the rice is like the spectator here.
It's just the okay, so they're just on the sidelines, but need a little love too, because the fans need to see it.
Let me see. So the rice is there.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna spoon on some of this thing here, man. And the greatest thing about Jamaican food is that Jamaican food touches. A lot of cuisine, the protein doesn't touch. We like when we surround what we're eating with everything that we're eating, because it's going to get mixed up anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a little bit of curry gravy, drizzle that around there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, lovely. Look at that. Oh. So this meal doesn't require a separate dish for veggies, because your veggies are already cooked in there. You see them?
There. And it's that other layer of flavor.
So the only thing that you need to avoid when you're plating this is you don't want to put your thyme or your ginger pieces in there. You'll just leave those out.
Okay, very good. To make Chef Andrew's Jamaican curry shrimp for your dinner tonight. And we got this done in less than half an hour. Grab his recipe from our website, dinnerdeas.com. Just scan the QR code in the corner of the screen to find us with your phone right now. And don't forget, folks, you can watch this episode over again and all of our past episodes on YouTube whenever and wherever you want. YouTube.com/@DinnerDeas is where to find us. And let us know what you think in the comments. That's what Christian did. He'd been watching the recipe for another Caribbean classic from a different island, where we celebrate a Trinidad-style curry chicken by Chef Rodney Donrush from restaurant Pepper's Island, and said, if you have freezer space, marinate extra protein and freeze for later. Christian, thank you so much for that. That sounds like an absolute really good tip there on that one. I got to ask you, do the island nations all get along together too? Trinidad and Jamaica, to have dishes that we can all celebrate?
Absolutely. It comes from a common place. All of the food evolved just the same way with all the islands.
I love that.
We're like the United Islands of the Caribbean, my friend.
The United Islands of the Caribbean. I can't say that enough, because I can constantly say there won't be any of that dish left over to put in the freezer, because we're going to be eating it and celebrating all of that unity when we come back ahead on Dinner Deas. Welcome back to Dinner Deas. We've been celebrating shellfish today, combining it with the flavors of the Caribbean, thanks to Chef Andrew Ashmead from the Jerk Hut, who's been sharing a recipe for Jamaican curry shrimp, which we made along with a side of rice, all since the top of the show. And look at what we've been able to accomplish in less than 30 minutes, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, does this take you back to home a little bit when you see it?
It does. It does. All of those nice little flavors,
Oh, then let's go right into this and take me through this with you then. All right, let's go. I'm going straight in for shrimp. What do you think?
I'm going for shrimp, and a combination of shrimp and a little piece of potato.
Okay, shrimp and potato then. Okay,
bite, yeah.
Okay. What do you like the most about this?
I love the fact that even if you don't have dinner planned, it's a dish that you can prepare so fast. You can make the entire dish in the time it takes to prepare the rice.
And you can have everyone come involved too, right? Mm-hmm. Everything is very much set it, get everything meased out. You can add a little bit along the way. I mean, was that how you did this with your family in learning how to cook? It's like, taking those moments to do it together?
Matter of fact, yes. Once we start learning how flavors worked, then we realized that we could create our own dish with different things, you know. And I think because we were open-minded kids and we enjoyed eating everything, that really helps to develop a good like culinary control of things, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Very cool. Now, brothers, sisters?
Mm-hmm.
What's the
One
dynamic?
sister, 2 brothers.
Okay, so who was fighting for which bite then? Because like, was one like, hey, I'm taking all the potatoes because it's taking all the flavor? Or was one like, no, I'm taking all the shrimp because, wow, that is great on its own. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know if I'm gonna start having a fight with my fork or my spoon next because I want it all.
Yeah, man, that's the beauty of this dish. Everything kind of blends right in. I was telling you before, you know, that potatoes, the curry potatoes sets the
everything,
the whole flavor for everything.
Everything, and it just really sets the tone for it all. My friend, this was an absolute work of art and a joy to be with you today.
Man, yes, indeed,
so much
man.
fun today, so much fun. Thanks again to Chef Andrew. Grab his recipe for this Jamaican curry shrimp at dinnerdeas.com and set us a photo if you make it for your dinner. We also have a link to the jerk cut. Visit the OG location near USF to try the Jamaican lunch buffet, which is absolutely fantastic. Because I'm not gonna lie, man, I've been there, I do it, I love it, it's fantastic, and even Holden, my son, he loves it too. It's the mac and cheese, it's always the mac and cheese. I'm Jeff Philbin, thanks for watching, and see you next time for more Dinner Diaz.
Today's a great day.
It's a beautiful day.
Yes, sir.
This is so cool.